So Mike, here we're wanting to talk today about the your DynaStrip OMS uh, chemistry. Why don't you give us a little background of it, all that it does for end users?
Thanks, Tim. So the DynaStrip OMS is an electrolytic process to strip thermally applied coatings.
Mhm.
So that would apply mostly to the HVOF, your Manels, your Inconels, your Hastelloys, anything that is a nickel cobalt containing tungsten carbide or a chromium carbide.
Mhm.
So historically, this type of process was done using Rochelle salts. So Rochelle salts have been along for a really long time. It has some limitations in the process, and as the demand for the HVOF coatings has increased in recent time, notably in the aerospace industries as well as in the oil and gas and energy industries, because the parts are such a high value. When they make a mistake or when the coating needs to be refurbished, they need to actually remove the coating because it's not worth removing the parts. So we've come up with this electrolytic process that will essentially be a drop-in replacement for the Rochelle salts. It will strip those coatings, no problem. Again, the Rochelle salts typically have issues with the nickel or the cobalt containing carbides. So this one's a little bit unique. It does offer a different value proposition than your Rochelle salts would, but it still strips that coating really well. And it's actively being used in the field right now, relatively new for us, but it's been very well received so far.
Right. So you say it's new. I mean, when did it come out on the market for you all?
So we had some uses for it roughly 5 years ago.
Hmm.
It was kind of being used in areas that we didn't actually know it was being used. Then when we discovered that this product can actually strip some of the products, the thermally sprayed products that the Rochelle salts can't, we kind of had another look at the product, and we've been kind of trying to offer it to different users because now that we've discovered what it can do and what its value is to our customers. So we've kind of it's been used, like I said, for roughly 5 years. So we tweaked the formula at the beginning of this year to be more user friendly. And now, I guess since January, we've been kind of rolling it out full speed.
Right. You mentioned, like I said, a lot of this is applicated really high value parts, right? You have to be
Mhm.
careful on those. I mean, you all, I'm sure you all took those considerations, but that's a good product to use on those type of parts that have the good high value with it, right?
Yeah, so most of that stuff, like it goes underground, it gets banged around. It's in a really or critical application, like in aerospace or in weapons, that sort of thing. And once the coating begins to wear, that part still has tremendous value. So when you strip the coating off the part, you can't damage the substrate because if you damage the substrate, then you have to weld it, and then you alter the alloy of the steel, you affect the hardness, the abrasion properties, so then the part loses its value. So to be able to strip the coating effectively without damaging the substrate is very important.
Right. You said HVO F. So is this mostly like or used a lot in the oil and gas type of coating industry, or is it?
Yes, so oil and gas is a big one. The Inconel type coatings and the Manel type coatings are big in oil and gas. But there are also like tungsten carbides and chromium carbides in the aerospace industry. But it is mostly oil and gas, yes.
Right, right. Yeah, and you said a drop in. I guess is it that, just kind of a pretty simple process to use it again, right? I mean, just to kind of replaces what you have been using, or
Yes. So again, like you buy Rochelle salts, you make up a Rochelle salt formula solution. Sorry. Same rectifiers, same tanks. For the most part, same hooks and fittings for your parts. Whatever voltage and current density that you would run using the Rochelle salts, this product would run in the same sort of realm. One area that it is superior to the former technology would be the Rochelle salts had to run at a high temperature, especially once the solution starts to age. You had to keep the temperature quite hot, or else it would crystallize and would cause problems in your pumps and solution flow, and you'd get preferential stripping on different areas of the part. So this one we actually run at a lower temperature. It typically runs around 120 Fahrenheit. And when you're done using it for the day or for the week or whatever, you don't have to keep it hot because the solution won't crystallize. So you don't always have to maintain and waste the energy usage to keep the solution hot.
gotcha. Yeah. So you all will be at the NASF Surfing Show in Cleveland coming up in June. I guess this will be something that be ready to talk to some people about with that.
Yeah, we will certainly be there. I don't think we've missed a show in the last 10 years now, and we'll be
Hmm.
at booth 643 in Cleveland. And this DynaStrip OMS product will be one of many products that we will be hoping to showcase. And if
Yeah, well,
anybody's interested in talking about
talk
it,
about some of those. What are some of the other things that kind of you guys have been asked about a lot, or been working with some finishers on a lot? What are some of the other products you might be talking to?
well, one of the biggest things that seems to keep coming back is the PFOA and the PFOS free products, and It seems like it's getting harder and harder to do hard chrome plating with the typical fume suppressants and mist suppressants that are used in those. So we do have a variety of PFAS and PFOA-free fume suppressants that are big in hard chrome plating. We're getting larger into electroless nickel. We have a couple different versions of the electroless nickel process with the emergence of the electric vehicles that kind of puts more demand into that sort of sector as well. So we definitely have the products that go into electroless nickel. Some of the stripping products are unique as well. It seems like the HVOF coatings are also taking off in popularity for some of the properties they have in abrasion and wear and hardness. So just a couple unique ones like that. We used to just be about like the zinc plating and the chrome plating, but we've kind of branched out and we have a couple of these value add products that kind of complement our portfolio really well. So
Right,
we're looking
right.
forward to talking about those.
I was gonna say, are you seeing a lot of bigger trend in light metals, light weighting, and those type of different alloys that you would, like you said, you would normally see, whether ferrous or steel or things like that. Seeing, I know you mentioned HVOF was for a little bit of tungsten, things like that. Those are kind of some rare alloys that you don't often see, but with that, right?
Yeah, and it comes down to like economics, trying to find a coating that has properties that are required. Oil and gas require high levels of abrasion and hardness. So areas where chrome was typically used, they're looking for replacement type coatings that are a little bit easier to use and more environmentally friendly. But yeah, sometimes it's hard to move away when something has the properties that you've used for so long and it's tried, tested, and true, and it works. So I guess everyone's trying to. It's almost like a race to kind of come up with the thing that's going to replace it and still work, right? So
Right,
it's you have to be economical, you have to be environmentally friendly, but you also have to be realistic about some of the goals in the coatings. But
right. Okay. Again, at the Surfing Show, they can stop by and see your booth, and then, like I said, visit you all online at dynamix.com with that. So, Mike, I appreciate you taking time out for us.
perfect, thanks, Tim. And again, booth 643. Hopefully, see you there.